official list of the top 10 most popular Pokemon. And if you don't know what this new official list is, it's a bunch of people are mad that the new Pokemon game isn't going to have every single, 1,000 plus Pokemon in it. And they decided to do a vote on what the most popular Pokemon is, and they voted on every single Pokemon, and I think I heard there were 4 that didn't get any votes. I don't remember what all the ones that didn't get votes for were, but, yeah. This list is very different from the list that I did that was a really, well, now it's kind of an old, outdated list of top 10 Pokemon. But, this list is a little surprising. Some of it I am glad they chose it to be that way, but, yeah, let's get started with number 10. With, 551 votes, I want to say is what it was. Dragonite took the number 10 spot, and it makes sense. Dragonite is a cool Pokemon, and a lot of people like Dragonite. It was the first real dragon-type Pokemon. I mean, if you don't count its pre-evolutions, but, I mean, that's all one thing. But Dragonite did take the number 10 spot, and in number 9, moving on to number 9. And number 9 on the list was Eevee, and Eevee does make sense, because, everybody likes Eevee. Eevee was the new mascot of Pokemon Let's Go, and I know some of you are probably thinking, why did Eevee only get number 9? Or, what is above Eevee? Well, Eevee did not lose the number 8 spot by much. It was a 4-vote difference. Eevee had 581 votes, and number 8, which had 586 votes, no, 85. 585 votes was Gardevoir. 585 people picked Gardevoir as their favorite Pokemon. Yeah. I don't feel like I need to go into much detail about Gardevoir, I was nervous just Googling Gardevoir, so I just went with, the first thing that showed up that was, I didn't find anything weird, but I've heard there are some weird things that you can find of Gardevoir, so I do not recommend you Google Gardevoir. And if you do, that's your fault that you found anything creepy and weird, not mine. Yeah, moving on to number 7. And the number 7 spot with 604 votes was Lucario, which makes a lot of sense. Lucario is a really cool Pokemon and really powerful, and I'm pretty sure is a favorite of a lot of people. And Lucario did lose the number 6 spot by 3 votes. And the number 6 spot had 607, which was very close for a lot of these. They started getting pretty close with some. Some were quite a bit of a difference between spaces, but Lucario makes a lot of sense. Really cool. Don't disagree with that at all. Lucario makes sense in that for favorite Pokemon of everyone overall. And the number 6 spot is Umbreon. You've probably seen this picture before if you've watched my top 10 best Dark-type video, my top 10 favorite Pokemon video. I try to keep it the same Umbreon picture every time. I don't know why. That's just what I do. This picture I use every time. No clue why I use this picture every time, but I do. Because I guess I have my reasons, but my favorite Eevee evolution and one of my favorite Pokemon made it to the number 6 spot, which I think is super cool that Umbreon is on this list. And I'm sorry for anybody that likes the other Eevee evolutions, but this is the only Eevee evolution that made it to the top 10. all the others were liked less by people. Which makes sense, to be fair, because I think Umbreon is the best, or one of the best, if not the best, Eevee evolution they've ever made. Umbreon is super cool. Makes a lot of sense. Let's see what there is for number 5. And for number 5, with 613 votes, it is Blaziken. And Blaziken, I can see being a favorite, but me personally, I would have put Sceptile over Blaziken if I had to put one of the starters from that generation in the spot here. I would have personally gone with Sceptile, because Sceptile, to me, is cooler, but Blaziken does make sense. A lot of people like Blaziken, and it does have a Mega Evolution, which is also pretty cool, and, you know, it just makes sense that many people would like Blaziken, even though I would personally pick Sceptile over it. And the number 4 spot blew Blaziken out of the water with its votes, with like 710 votes, which is like 97 more votes than Blaziken, about 100 more. And that Pokemon was Bulbasaur. Yeah, surprisingly not Bulbasaur's evolutions, just plain old Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur makes sense. Bulbasaur is a cool starter Pokemon, I guess. I'm surprised it's not one of his evolutions, though. Maybe Ivysaur. Venusaur and Mega Venusaur look pretty close to the same, I would say. There's not much of a difference besides a bigger flower. I guess Ivysaur might fit in with Bulbasaur. It could be either one of those, I'd say, but yeah, Bulbasaur got the number 4 spot. So, moving on to number 3. And number 3 was Arcanine, which makes a ton of sense. Arcanine is a really cool fire-type Pokemon, and for some reason was originally supposed to be a legendary Pokemon along with Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos. I don't know how Arcanine would fit in there, but somehow Arcanine was supposed to be a legendary. There was some evidence with a picture or something where there were 4 Pokemon. There was a picture of it. It was Zapdos, Moltres, and Arcanine. But Arcanine did not get to be a legendary Pokemon, and it got a pre-evolution Growlithe and became probably one of the coolest fire-type Pokemon, besides some other ones. Like, I mean, everybody likes Charizard, you know that. It's probably not as cool as Charizard, but I would definitely pick Arcanine as one of the coolest, and probably would pick Arcanine in the top 10 favorite Pokemon of most people. Blah. And Arcanine got 923 votes, and the Pokemon above it got 1,056 votes, which was quite a bit more. So, moving on to number 2. The second favorite Pokemon overall of people was Gengar, surprisingly. I'm really surprised that Gengar is the number 2 spot. I know that a lot of people like Gengar, but I would have thought it would be a little lower than what it is. And it makes sense, though. Gengar is a cool ghost-type Pokemon, even though it is poison-type. That makes it weak to ground. Which, somebody please explain to me why poison is weak against ground. That would be very helpful. I need an explanation to that. Because you can't poison the ground? I don't know. Gengar, really cool ghost-type Pokemon. Does make a bit of sense. It was a bit of a surprise, though, that it was the number 2. Now, moving on. What it is? Can you? I made this out of Pokemon cards, because I don't have anything to do with all them regular rare Pokemon. So, I made a Charizard out of cards. I call him the Cardizard. Yes, I did just say Cardizard. It's a Charizard made out of cards. Yes, it was a huge waste of time and tape. So, I'm going to a more normal picture if you can't tell. Charizard is the #1 Pokemon, if you didn't guess. There are so many sets and ultra rare cards based around Charizard. Reshiram and Charizard are two main mascots of Unbroken Bonds. Charizard Charizard Holo card from the original base set was super rare, and Charizard, just a regular Charizard Charizard and Reshiram GX card is actually worth quite a bit of money now. So yeah, obviously Charizard would make the top of the list. I could see this coming. It does make a lot of sense. But what does surprise me is that Blastoise and its pre-evolutions, none of them made it into the top 10, but Bulbasaur did. I guess it makes sense that Bulbasaur would, but I'm confused how Blastoise didn't make it in at all. And, if you disagree with this list, I don't know what to tell you. This is what the people have chosen as the favorite Pokemon overall. Even though they did miss one very important Pokemon, Rayquaza. Yeah, that should have been in this list, because everybody knows Rayquaza is super overpowered, and you are not allowed to use it in official gameplay. Well, you're allowed to use it in a game, but you can't use it in a contest because it has this unfair ability to Mega Evolve without holding a Mega Stone, so then you can give it extra item to do stuff with, which just proves that Rayquaza is super cool and should be higher up on this list. I don't know where Rayquaza is, and I don't quite remember how many votes Charizard got. It was like 1,200 something. It was a lot. Makes sense, and, I'll try to make another video sometime this week, maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday I'll make another video. Not Thursday, because that's the 4th of July, and I get to light off fireworks. Hopefully. Fire is fun. Also, there are way too many fire-type Pokemon on this list. There's like 3. I think 3. You can go back and check if you really want to. Well, that's all for now. I'll see you guys next time.